The phone's calling from a 240 area code. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. This is Brianna from Bowling Green, Virginia.
Brianna from Bowling Green, Virginia. Welcome to the program. What's on your mind?
Well, hi, everyone. Hi, Michael. I'm a big fan of yours. Love your stuff.
Thank you.
I just want to ask, and I've been contemplating this for the last couple weeks, what's the Democrats' battle game here against Trump?
What's the what? The
Democrats. The plan, the strategy to take on Trump.
You mean in the election?
And like in the election, just in Congress in general, because they haven't done anything since they passed the first stimulus package.
Well,
or should they be in Congress fighting right now? What's going on? Because I don't think that's going to help if they're not fighting right now. In the Congress, I don't think it's going to help them, paint them in a positive light.
Well,
for the electorate come November, right?
Well,
right.
Well, I mean, right now they're not there. I think they should be back in session. But my understanding is, and we will see, and I don't know that they'll have the leverage, but my understanding is that Pelosi is now going to pass a bill in the House, initiate the bill in the House, and it's going to include state municipal funding. It's going to include safe voting. It's going to include expanded unemployment and food stamps. I don't know if there's going to be any type of cash payments, though I think there should be. I don't know anything about rent abatement or we already have like 3 months worth of mortgage forbearance going on right now. I don't know if there's going to be more of that. So they're supposedly doing that. I mean, from an election standpoint, and right now their strategy is to make it a referendum on Trump. And I think this far out, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the polling is actually better right now for Biden than it was for Clinton at this time. But I don't know the value of that, but that's just the reality. We talked about this poll yesterday, which showed that even after being shown the Reid allegations and Biden's response, that only 14% of Democrats said absolutely shouldn't be the nominee, which is not that high when you're talking about April again. And I got polling right here. I mean, look, I am with you on this, both from a legislative and from a political standpoint. But their hair's not on fire because there's now polls that show Senate polls that show that listen to this Senate polling, and I appreciate the call, Brianna. I mean, I agree with you.
Can I just add? I want to just add real quick to her, and then please, we'll get to the polling. I think they basically, I think they want to just, what Sam said essentially. They just want to kind of sit back and win without any real particular agenda of their own. I think and look, to be clear, this has been the Biden campaign since the announcement. We're going to return to normal. We're going to stop having a daily drama show and embarrassment. So it fits with the campaign strategy of Biden and most of the Democratic Party. And look, I think before this crisis, I think it was, I do not think it would have defeated Trump. I think now the trends are as they are, it absolutely could beat Trump. And that's going to be very, that's among all of the difficulties of a Biden presidency. Which of course I hope Trump loses, will be that there isn't even going to be much of an agenda, frankly, to quote unquote hold him accountable around, because it really isn't a policy agenda. And from the inception, it consciously has not been a policy agenda.
Right.
Like I say, this guy is trash. Let's get rid of him. That's increasingly likely.
Right. They want to make a referendum on Trump. I mean, it is, Understandable on some level, but and it may very well work in this situation. We could be, who knows what the state of the country is going to be in September. It's not going to be, I can tell you this, none of this is going to go away. None of it is going to go away. And it may be the same, but it ain't going to be much better. It could be a lot worse. But let me go through these polls here. These are polls released yesterday. Steve Bullock, Montana governor, leading the incumbent Senator Steve Daines, Republican, by 7 points. Not a huge sample size, but not a huge state either. North Carolina Democratic candidate Cal Cunningham beating Republican Tom Tillis by 9 points. Democratic frontrunner Mark Kelly in Arizona leading Republican Senator Martha McSally by 8 points. I don't think that primary has happened yet. None of these, going forward, none of these are primaries have happened. Democratic frontrunner Barbara Boiler in Kansas leading possible Republican nominee Chris Kobach by 2 points. In Maine, Sarah Gideon, Democrat, 2.5 point lead over Republican Senator Susan Collins. Joni Ernst leads possible challenger Teresa Greenfield only by a point. And I should also say that in that race, showing that Joni Ernst weakness, there is a more progressive candidate, Kimberly Graham.
She's good.
You could check out her website. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but she could use the help. Progressive candidates, insurgent candidates have a tougher time in this environment for both practical and I think sort of emotional reasons, as it were. But when you look at that polling, Democrats, remember, if Joe Biden wins, they need to win 4. That's assuming Doug Jones loses. Democrats, if Joe Biden doesn't win, it's unlikely you can take the Senate without Joe Biden.
I'm just looking at
2016 was the first election in maybe a century where the state where the presidential candidate won, the Democrat or the corresponding senator won. And that's the first time that's happened in every state in over a century. So there's that.
So this, there was a piece in the Hill, and this is a couple of days ago. So, but on the 4th, but a Suffolk national poll that matters less, but a 10-point lead with Biden over Trump. Once you start getting to double digits, but more relevantly, and these are all still very, they're all within play, but Biden leading Trump by more than 3 points, according to a Real Clear Politics average in Wisconsin, Florida, Michigan, Arizona, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania. If that's even remotely true, including Florida in that,
you're looking like a 360 electoral vote win.
Yeah.
That's yes.
That's a blowout.
But we'll see.
We'll see. Well, we'll see if we even have an election.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I am just as confident in these numbers as I am in the potential of the aliens landing in August, coming to get us, being fended off by our then nominee, Oprah Winfrey, and her team of trained murder hornets, who and once she defeats them, then it's a landslide election because she's responsible for funding up the alien invasion.
If we do get visited by some type of advanced, intergalactic species, the whole fucking Trump, Bolsonaro, these guys are not helping our case. When they come and review us for a couple of weeks of like, you either will join us in the Federation of Peace or we're going to blow up all of you with a laser beam in a matter of seconds.
I think a lot of people would choose, let's just do the laser beam thing.
Yeah, right.